Lately I've been obsessed with making chokers out of my scrap yarns, so welcome to my tutorial and let's make this flower garland choker together. It's so nice to make something that you can wrap up in like 30 minutes. All you need for it is on a screen, so let's not blabber and let's just start making it. Whip a slip knot on your hook. Chain 13 and slip stitch into a first chain. Slip stitch into the middle of the loop right here. Now we will single crochet all around the loop. Also, you can hide your tail while doing this. I made 17 single crochets in total, but you make as many as you need until you meet the first single crochet. You might need 17, you might need 19, depends on your intention, so don't worry about it. Just make them until you meet your first single crochet, like so. Now chain 14. In the 13th chain, make bubble. Bubble we will make with 4 yarn overs for all the bubbles of the choker. Only in the end we will make it with more, and I will tell you that. And the bubble stitch is basically a half finished double crochet, so you make 4 of them. So we put our last half finished double crochet. When we have 5 loops on a hook, we yarn over, pull through all the loops, chain 1 to lock it. Now we slip stitch through both side stitches on the bubble to make it into a ball. If it's not clear, stop and look at the photo. You need to go through both loops of each little stitch and the loop on a hook. Tighten it. Don't forget that you can always slow down the video in YouTube settings if it's a little bit too fast for you. And now I make a slip stitch in the same chain where we started making the bubble. Tighten it. And this is how we will make our bubbles for the rest of the choker. Only in the end we will make one big one, but we will talk about that later. So now I just chained 14 and make the bubble exactly the same way. I fast forwarded it. You can slow it down if needed, but we just do exactly the same as we just did. Just don't want this video to take forever and a half. I'm also going to show you me making the bubble one more time, so here we go, our 2 pretty bubbles. So now we chain 14 again, and in the second chain from the hook, we will make a single crochet, and then we make 5 more single crochets after it. So we make 6 single crochets in total. So we just put our regular single crochets like so until we have 6 of them. Then we chain 1 and turn. After that, we just make a row of single crochet again in those 6 single crochets that we just made. Chain 1 in and turn, and we repeat this until we have 4 rows of single crochet in total. And this is how we will make our little bunting parts. We will make 3 of them in total, but first we have to chain 9, and in the second chain from the hook we will make bubble exactly the same way that we did in the beginning. 4 yarn overs or 4 half finished double crochets, 5 loops on a hook, yarn over, pull through all, chain to lock it, slip stitch through side stitches and the chain on a hook, slip stitch in the same chain where we started. We just turn this bubble into a ball. And so after this we repeat part B, part A, part B in this exact order. Parts are marked in the bottom left corner and also in the timestamps. So just repeat these parts B, A, B in this exact order, and when we meet to make the rest of the choker. And now repeat the part 0, the part where we just made these two bubbles with chain 14 in between them. If you see on the red one, I haven't chained 14 in between them right here, but I don't remember if I did this on purpose or not, but yeah, I recommend for if you want it to be all nice and even, you chain 14 in between them. Just do them the same as we did in the part 0, just like so. Or if you don't like things to be even and you like a little bit of chaos in your life, you can do them like I did for the red one, things perfectly even. I think I did it on purpose, but actually I don't remember because I did it ages ago. Okay, not ages, but maybe 3 months ago when I thought of this pattern. So okay, after making those two bubbles and chaining 14, we will start making the closing beads. We will make them almost exactly the same way as we did before in the second chain from the hook, but this time instead of making 4 yarn loopers, we will make 7. So 7 half finished double crochets. We will have 8 loops on a hook. It will be more fiddly to go through them, but all the rest is the same. And now chain 2, and in the second chain from the hook you will make another bubble exactly the same way that we just did. Also, don't forget to slip stitch in the same chain where we started the bubble, as this time it will be a little bit harder to see as it will be squashed between the bubbles, but here it is. Let's slip stitch in it and tighten hard. Yep. And chain 2 and make another bubble, but this time make it with as many yarn overs as you can fit. Don't forget to slip stitch in the same stitch where we started, and then hold one bubble in place and chain through like I do in the video. It's hard to explain the words, so just slow down the video if needed. And tighten it well. Then chain 9 and make a longer bubble, which is just the bubble before yarn overs as we did in the beginning. And that's our sequence for the closing beads. Either finish it by making this lonely bubble and hiding your yarn ends, or if you want them hanging like I had in the beginning of the video, you could repeat this 2 more times, so you have 3 of these bubble trios in total, or you could make 10 of them and just wrap them around your neck. Like, it depends on the look that you're going for. Okay, finally the fun time, the embellishment time came. Now I will show you how to make this little cute flower, but of course on these buttons you can put whatever you want, at least on your them. We will start by making magic ring, and also don't be silly, please make the magic ring. It's very easy. Just do this as I do it in the video. Just slow down the video if needed. It's way easier to explain by showing instead of me just blabbering on how to do it. And when you have your magic ring, you put 10 single crochets in it. Oh, also the way I make the magic ring includes chain 1. The way you make it doesn't include it. chain 1 before making single crochets. Once you have 10 single crochets inside your ring, pull on the tail and single crochet into the first stitch we made to close the ring. Then chain 1, tighten and cut off the yarn and pull it through, and let's start making the petals. So now just take a different color, put a slip knot on your hook, put it under the slip stitch we just made. Here technically is the back of the flower, or here is the front of the flower, so we will work on this side where you can see the chains clearly, and technically it's the front, but I actually used like this, technically a back as my front. You will understand what we make it. So I put it under my slip stitch and attach it with a slip stitch and then a chain 2. Now in the next stitch make 1 half double crochet. So yarn over and put 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and then in the same stitch put double crochet in the same stitch. Then in the next stitch put double crochet. And then in the same stitch put 1 more half double crochet in the same stitch. Then chain 1. Now we almost have our first petal finished. We just need to slip stitch in the next stitch. So slip stitch in the next stitch. This is how we finished our petal. Now we will start another petal. First chain 1, then we will put half double crochet in the same stitch and double crochet in the same stitch. Then in the next stitch we put double crochet and half double crochet, double crochet, half double crochet. Then we chain 1, so we almost finished the second. We slip stitch in the next stitch, so we finish our second petal. Now we will chain 1 and repeat making the petals the same way we just did. So after you made your last half double crochet and chained 1, you slip stitch in the same stitch where we chained 2 in the beginning. Tighten really good, chain 1. It's pretty fiddly. Tighten it and cut off the yarn. Just leave a longer tail, a little bit longer than I did in the video, for sewing it on the bunting. Now hide the working yarn in the back of the flower like I do in the video. Now make sure that you are attaching it right here in the exact middle, a little bit further from the top, just like so. Place it the way you want it to lay down, and now make sure that you're only getting one loop of the stitch so it doesn't go through the front. And now you have it attached, but of course we need to secure it. So you could repeat the same thing a few times. Just don't go through the same stitches on the flower. Try to go to different ones for more stability. Of course, you can also do it your own way. It's just a suggestion. Or if you are a beginner, you can slow down the video and see the way I do it. But again, just hide the yarn inside the flower so you can see it. And now the most exciting part, adding beads. I suggest looking at home for maybe a bracelet you don't use anymore, earrings or something like that. I found this bracelet that I bought in Morocco that is way too big for me and I don't wear it, but I actually really like these beads, so I'm happy I have so many of them. So attaching the beads, of course, it depends on the beads you have. For my beads, I attach them in the toppest top in one corner and in the other corner. So this part you do on your own because I don't know what beads you have, or maybe you want to put 3 flowers on your bundles or super big beads, or maybe you want to do some embroidery, some letters would be nice, maybe initials, you know. You just use your imagination.